Hello everybody, this is Cari. I'm the owner of Simple Joy Yoga, and I'm here to offer you a little free content to get you through this crazy period where we're all at home trying to figure out how to get our exercise, how to take care of our families, how to stay with our good healthy practices of yoga, meditation. But today I'm going to start with the basics. I want to talk to you about breathing. So whether you're one of my regulars, it's good for us to be together in any capacity, or whether you're brand new to this and you just stumbled upon it or had somebody share it with you, welcome. Take a deep breath. Sigh it out your mouth. And we're going to talk a little bit about breathing today. When we're anxious, which we all may have been experiencing some stress, some anxiety in the past week with all of the changes due to the COVID-19 virus that is causing us to limit our social interactions. It's causing huge changes in our routine. And we, of course, start to feel that in our psyche, in our emotions, and in our bodies. So when we're anxious, we tend to breathe in a really, really shallow way. We start to breathe in the front of our body, in the tops of our lungs, and this just isn't a very good practice. It tightens things up. It takes us into that fight or flight mode, and we have the power. We have the choice to reverse that. So as you move through your days, I'm going to encourage you to do some deep breathing. So today we're going to do a very basic diaphragmatic breath. You may know this as yoga breathing, you may know this as balloon breathing, belly breathing, whatever you call it, it's good for you, it's the same thing. It nourishes the body, it nourishes the cells, but most importantly, it takes our nervous system into a more restorative, calming state. We're going to talk about taking deep breaths to expand the lungs and calm the nervous system. So just a little basic, in my most basic way of explaining the anatomy of breathing. We intake oxygen through the mouth, through the nose. It travels into the lungs and the lungs expand. Now, right below our rib cage, we have the diaphragm. It's a big old muscle, and it lives right there. It operates, if you can think of it, kind of as an umbrella. So it moves in the way an umbrella moves. I was thinking of bringing an umbrella in, but I'm a little superstitious, and I didn't want to be opening an umbrella in the house. But if you think of that diaphragm moving in that way, this is going to be a little counter to the way you normally breathe if you've never practiced yoga, if you've never practiced diaphragmatic breathing, because in our culture, we have that idea that our stomachs should be hard and flat, and we tend to suck it in and not allow for any expansion in that area of our body. But here's the key. As we breathe, think of the lungs inflating like a balloon. They push down on the diaphragm, which closes the umbrella. And that umbrella needs a place to go. So it occupies the space where our organs and all of the things that live in our belly are. And so the belly needs to expand. It needs to round. And that's okay. That's really healthy. As we breathe out, the belly contracts. It comes back in. The diaphragm lifts, so think about an umbrella opening. It presses on the lungs and it helps the lungs to expel the air. So when we're doing that really conscious breathing and allowing for that expansion and contraction, we're doing a couple of things. First of all, we're completely clearing the lungs of all of that stale air, which creates space. And now all that new oxygen can flow in. It can nourish our cells. It feeds our tissues. It brings oxygen into the blood. And, most importantly in this time, it relaxes the body. When the body relaxes, it starts to ease some of the anxieties of the mind. Why? Our bodies and our minds are not two separate things. If you think about the last time you did something to intentionally scare yourself, maybe you've watched a scary movie, read a suspenseful book, gone to a haunted house, we intellectually know that is not a real thing. But as we experience it, our body has physiological responses. So you may have watched that scary movie and experienced a quickening of your heart or some sweaty palms or a body jump or shake, and our body responds. We feed our mind something, even though it's imaginary, even though it's fictitious, and our body responds. Works in both directions. So as we relax our body, we can start to bring some more optimistic, positive thinking into the brain. And then it's kind of that chicken and the egg. We start to think in a more positive, hopeful way. Our body relaxes a little more. We ease some of that anxiety. So especially in times of great stress, which many of us are experiencing right now, it's so important to breathe. We're going to give that a try today. So the first thing we'll do is we will address our posture. Many of you are probably sitting in a chair like I am. You're welcome to sit on the floor. You're also welcome to lay down on your back, on the floor, on your couch, on your bed, wherever. So as you get comfortable, and I'm going to kind of scoot to the front of my chair here. You don't have to be leaning back, because often when we lean back, it really slumps us over. So we're going to come forward, place both of our feet firmly on the floor. The key here, whether you're sitting or whether you're laying down, is that your tailbone is drawing down and your spine is really aligned. So that nice straight back all the way up to the base of the skull, and then maybe even reaching beyond. So reaching through the roof of the mouth and drawing the heart forward. A couple of rolls of the shoulders back and down. And now we have a nice tall posture, which allows for the expansion in our lungs. So remember, like a balloon, air in, expand, air out, contract. So I have here this Hoberman sphere. This is a nice example. When we breathe in, I'm going to even stand up here so that you can get a picture of my belly. As you breathe in, your belly gets big. As you breathe out, your belly relaxes. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So go ahead, get comfortable wherever you are, sitting, laying. Find that nice tall spine. Plant the feet on the floor. Lift up through the roof of the mouth, and then let's just gently place the hands on the belly. We're going to begin to breathe. Breathe in, feel the belly expand, so as though you're breathing right into the palm of your hand. Breathe out, let it relax down. Breathe in, breathe out. Continue with that process. It doesn't matter whether you're breathing in through your nose or through your mouth. We're just trying to set that nice rhythm. Now before the inhale and before the exhale, wait till you get that urge to breathe in, that urge to breathe out. And what you should notice is it starts to take on a wave-like quality. And at the top of the wave and at the bottom of the wave, there's a gentle pause. Simply rest in those pauses. As you begin to exhale all the way out to the end of your breath, you'll notice that the inhale follows suit and gets longer. It's really a nice metaphor for us. As we let go of all of the things we've used up, we clear space for something new and nourishing and restorative to enter. So breathe all the way out. Invite that breath all the way back in. And you may want to add a little visualization. So if there's something you've been holding on to in the past day, in the past week, think about breathing it out. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's fear, maybe it's anger. Whatever it is that's not really serving you, go ahead and just release it all the way out. And then breathe in nourishment, breathe in rejuvenation, comfort. So here you are doing a deep yoga breathing to calm the body, the mind, and the spirit. I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to let us just be for 5 minutes. 5 minutes doesn't sound very long, but we don't often sit in stillness for 5 minutes. So we're going to sit, and we're going to breathe. And you will likely notice that your mind starts to think, it starts to wander, it starts to ruminate. That's its job. It's meant to think. So when you think, when you notice you're thinking, without judging, without any sort of criticism or negative self-talk, just notice that. In yoga, we compare that often to a cloud in a blue sky. We let that cloud pass through. We don't jump on it and travel with it. We don't attach to it. We just let it move through and be gone. Use the breath as an anchor. So when you see or notice yourself thinking, just maybe even saying to yourself, I'm thinking. Come back to breathing. So we just draw ourselves back time and time again. It's like training a puppy. It wanders away, gently bring it back. It wanders away, gently bring it back. There's no right or wrong. That doesn't mean you've failed or succeeded. We are just practicing breathing. So let me set the timer, 5 minutes. At the end, you will hear a chime, and I will gently bring you out of your breathing practice. Finish up that last deep breath. Go ahead and move back into your body. If you've blinked your eyes closed, let them open. Maybe just take a full body stretch the way you would in the morning. Move or massage any tight spaces. And reawaken. There it is, yoga breathing, to help ease stress and to restore your sense of calm. Remember, you can practice this by sitting, setting a timer like we just did, but you can also practice this throughout the day. When you feel yourself tense up, take one deep breath and return to this feeling. Between activities, as you transition from one thing to another, pause for 5 deep breaths. Let them wash over you. Let them restore you. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to comment down below. And until we meet again, namaste.